Hello everyone, welcome to Starting Out Solitary. I am your sub-host, MonsoonMagick, and we have a sub week this week, so you will be seeing videos from all of the subs. And this week we're talking about the divine as feminine energy, and do we separate the feminine from the masculine, and how do we work with the feminine? So what I'm showing you is my cauldron and one of my many goddess oracle decks. Yes, I definitely do work with feminine energy separately from masculine energy at times. And then there are other times when I just work with the divine, genderless. Now, ultimately, in terms of my belief, I just believe that ultimately that big greater than spirit is just that. It's genderless. It is just that which is kind of like the greatest. I like to personify my deity. It helps me to understand it, but I do like to apply gender to deity as well, because then I can focus on particular energies that I want to work with. Obviously, I don't think you need to do this. It's just helpful to me. So when I'm working with the goddess, I'm working with feminine energy, and I work with that energy in all aspects, maiden, mother, and crone. So sometimes I'll even be as specific as that if I'm working with maiden energy or mother energy or crone energy, or just the great goddess herself. Within my tools, I do assign gender assignments to them. So when I'm working with my cauldron, this is definitely feminine, sacred energy to me. It is the great womb. It is the water element, which is more of a feminine energy to me as well. So if I'm working with the element of water, if I'm working with my cauldron, I feel that I'm really tapping into the divine feminine, the sacred feminine. In terms of my path, I didn't struggle, but I had to meet the divine feminine because I was raised as a Christian. And so being raised as a Christian, I definitely had a good handle on God as a male deity and male energy. So it's kind of funny because when I entered the world of paganism, I had no real problem connecting with the God. I had to meet the goddess for the first time. Now, of course, I had to go back and kind of reintroduce and adapt my idea of what God energy was and male divinity was. But I was comfortable with that concept. I was not familiar with the divine feminine and the sacred feminine. So it's been a process of meeting the goddess. Again, I do like to personify my deity in a way that helps me to understand them better, understand their role, their power, their energy, their myth. And one way that I find that really, really helps me is through oracle decks. I have a lot of goddess oracle decks. I'm just showing you this one. This is a really great one. It is a Doreen Virtue deck. This is the only Doreen Virtue deck I own. But I really do like this one. She has a variety of pantheons. The imagery is beautiful. The guidebook is really, really well done too. I have the Goddess and Sirens, and then I also have some separate decks specifically for particular goddesses. I have the Isis Oracle, the Kuan Yin Oracle, and the Mother Mary Oracle. So I do have quite a few goddess decks. I really enjoy working with these. I really enjoy doing card pulls with these, especially when I'm working with the moon, the new moon, or the dark moon, or even the full moon, to work with a particular goddess and her energy and what she can teach me. So in my practice, yes, I do separate at times, masculine and feminine divinity. But even when I do that, I know that it's all just one. It just helps me. It's a human thing, I think. You know, we personify a lot of things, and it helps us to relate to them better. So I do like to work with various goddesses from different pantheons to understand the goddess better. I do, when I work with sacred tools, I do think of them as somewhat gender specific, especially my cauldron. This is definitely sacred feminine energy to me when I work with it. It is that mother energy. It's also the crone energy. I think about Caradwin. It really embodies almost the maiden, the mother, and the crone at the birthing, the sacred womb. I'm just learning how to use my cauldron. I'm just starting to use my cauldron, but it's very powerful, sacred, feminine work there. So I do like to work with the feminine specifically. Definitely when I'm doing full moon ritual, I definitely really feel that divine feminine energy, not to the exclusion of masculine energy. And please don't think that I do, because actually I feel very comfortable working with divine masculine and divine feminine, but I do separate them. And that was kind of the topic of this video. Do we do that? And do we work with feminine? I think when you come from a Christian background, you do have to spend some time getting to know the goddess and what that means to you, and how you want to work with that energy. I know for myself, like I mentioned, I was so comfortable with masculine divinity. I didn't leave that behind. I didn't leave Christianity because I was offended by the male masculine divinity. That's not why I left Christianity. But I had to meet the goddess for the first time and understand the role she would play in my life and connect with her and commune with her. And I still spend time every single day just connecting with my gods and spending time talking to them and in meditation and prayer. And it's like any relationship we have. It requires time. It requires commitment. It requires a dedication. You can't have a close relationship with someone, in the real world if you don't spend time with them, if you don't talk to them and confide in them and make them a priority in your life. And so in my practice, I'm really working on dedicating time every day to my God and to my goddess. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. And until I talk to you guys again, I hope you're all having a very, very blessed night.